What is up, guys? EJ here, back with another video, and today is going to be my horror Blu-ray DVD update for October 16th 2012. So I've got 11 new movies to show you, 2 from popular horror series in the 2000s. Finally broke down and picked up all the sequels, and plus a couple other items I wanted to get. So let's get started. So first we have a film I wanted to show last week, but it didn't arrive on time, and that's Bubba Hotep from 2002, directed by Don Coscarelli, and of course starring Bruce Campbell. Now, I've never seen this film, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, so definitely looking forward to watching this. It's going to be part of my 31 Days of Horror viewing, which I've been doing this month. So I'll be watching this in a week or two. So definitely looking forward to watching it. I got the Hail to the King limited edition with the cool Elvis Presley sort of jumpsuit covering. So yeah, that's Bubba Hotep. Next, a couple films. I enjoyed these when I saw them back in early 2000s, but I never thought about picking them up until now. And that's the Jeepers Creepers films. The first one from 2001, directed by Victor Salver, starring Gina Phillips and Justin Long. I really remember enjoying this, especially the ending. I loved the ending. I thought it was quite shocking what happens at the end. But yeah, good sort of creature feature. Crazy, gnarly looking dude out in the fields in the middle of God knows where. Sort of pretending to be a scarecrow, snatching up unsuspecting people along this sort of dirt road. So that's Jeepers Creepers, and I also picked up the sequel, of course, from 2003, Jeepers Creepers 2. Not as good as the first, from what I remember. A bunch of high school kids sort of trapped in a school bus on the side of the road, the same place where the first movie took place. So yeah, so I pick up both Jeepers Creepers films. Next, we have 2 movies that I want to rewatch before next week for obvious reasons. I have the first one, and that is the Paranormal Activity film. So I picked up Paranormal Activity 2 on Blu-ray from 2010. Now, the first movie, I really enjoyed the first movie. I have it on DVD. I've had it a while. I just loved the way it was marketed, the first one, and it was just a very simple, effective horror thriller, and I thought it worked great. The second movie was pretty much more of the same. You've got the same woman, the wife. She returns. Well, this movie takes place like either at the beginning of the end of the first movie, I believe. Yeah, I think that's how it works. Still pretty good, but pretty much more the same. Now, I also picked up Paranormal Activity 3. Not as good as the first 2. I thought the ending of this film was ridiculous, to be honest. This one goes sort of way back, I believe, in like the early 80s or early 90s. The 2 young girls were pretty good from what I remember, and yeah, it was okay, but I thought the ending was just stupid. The 4th one comes out this week, so I want to watch all 3 of these, including the first one before. Sorry about the train before the 4th one comes out. So Paranormal Activity 3 and 2. Next, if you can tell by the music, I finally broke down and I picked up all the Saw sequels. I have the first one. I really liked the first Saw movie from 2004. I thought it was great. And then the sequels started coming out every year, and eventually I just got sick of them. But I picked them up. So we have Saw 2 Special Edition. I really like the lenticular cover on this. It's got some like great depth to it. It's a 2-disc edition. From what I remember from this one, I thought Shawnee Smith was really good. She was sort of the central character. Some good kills from what I remember, but my recollection of what actually happens in these movies gets very foggy as we go along. Next, we have Saw 3, and I'm kind of disappointed in this edition. It's supposed to be the director's cut, and as you can tell, there's nothing on the side. So I'm assuming this was supposed to originally come with a slipcover. So I'm going to try and get a replacement for this with the actual slipcover, because it's the 2-disc director's cut. I don't know if you can tell just by these 3 hooks with the loops, but it's Saw 3, the director's cut. Now this is where it really gets fuzzy, because I have no idea what happens in this film. I'm not sure if this is the one where the Tobin Bell character actually dies at the end. He has like the doctor with him the whole time. That might be the 4th one, I'm not sure. But yeah, once it got to this point, I was like, it's enough already with the Saw films. You've seen one, you've seen them all. So moving on, Saw 4, the director's cut, unrated director's cut. I like these slipcovers though, with the Saw and like the clear cases. A lot of the 4, 5, 6, I like these. So Saw 4 from what was that, 2007. Then we have Saw 5 from 2008. Again, I like these slipcovers like this. Yeah, I remember this scene where they're all like they have their necks in this like sort of rope with the blades, and then one of them on the end, they have to go out and reach for a key or something. I don't know. All the traps sort of run together when it comes to the Saw movies, but I remember that moment. Okay, moving on, we have Saw 6 from 2009. Again, once I got to this point, I was just sick of these Saw movies. I was just like, when will it end? The guy's dead. He's been long dead at this point. And I always hate at the end of the Saw movies, they always do that like big flashback moment with the Saw theme, showing you everything that's happened in like quick flashes. That's just a pet peeve of mine in movies in general that do that. And but I do like these slipcovers for these sequels and the clear cases. But this is sort of slid out on the bottom of this one. And I remember this scene on the back, like the 6 people around, and there's the shotgun, and some guy has to choose. I think only 2 of them survived that scene. That was brutal watching that. I remember seeing that scene. I was like, damn, that was pretty harsh. And then finally we get to the end. Saw 3D, the final chapter, or Saw 7, or Saw, the final chapter. I made a decision. I refuse to call any movie that has 3D in the title, so I'm not calling it Saw 3D. This will either be Saw 7 for me, or Saw, the final chapter. I just hate using the term 3D in any movie title. That's why I can't call Dread 3D. That's why I can't call Piranha 3D or 3DD, even worse. But yeah, Saw 7, completely awful. By this time I was just so sick of these friggin' movies. They were good franchise to start out with, but once it got past 3 and 4, every year with the friggin' Saw movies in October, I'm kind of shocked they've actually stopped, to be honest. 2011, last year, was the first year we didn't have a Saw movie. I was kind of over the moon about it. They're okay, they're not great, but if you like torturous killing and all that kind of stuff, people in traps and the whole game aspect of Jigsaw's puzzles, they're good for a laugh, and pretty brutal in parts. I like the first one. I've always liked the first one. I thought the whole setup was great, and the execution and the payoff at the end totally worked. But then after that, it was just like, enough already with the friggin' Saw movies. But there you go, I broke down. I picked up all the Saw sequels, and I'm gonna try and replace that 3rd one, because I don't like, I'm anal when it comes to slipcovers. There's no title on the side, on the spine. Or on the front, really. So there you have it, my 11 horror pickups, me ranting and raving about the Saw films. But I'm looking forward to watching Bubba Hotep, and yes, I'm gonna rewatch the Paranormal Activity films next week before I see the 4th one. So thank you for watching, as always, bearing with me, as always. Until next time, I'll see ya.
Bond. James Bond.